Hey friends, Jill here. Welcome back to Whispering Willow Farm. It is garden tour day and we are gonna do the garden tour a bit different today. We got a special edition coming at you. We have got a lot of new faces in the last few weeks, so welcome. We are really excited for you guys to just be sharing our journey with us. Right now we are still on our current farm, but at the end of the summer we are moving. If you guys aren't aware of that, we are buying Jessica and Jeremiah Soward's place, Roots and Refuge. A question we get asked a lot is, will we be keeping our farm name when we move? And we will. So it'll just be Whispering Willow Farm, but a new location. And they'll just be Roots and Refuge Farm at a new location. And so this is a really exciting time for us. It's also a really exciting time for Jess and Maya. And so since there are so many new faces around here, I thought it'd be fun to do a garden tour with Nathan. And as we kind of walk the garden, let you guys get to know us a bit better for those of you who may be new around here, and just really kind of share our heart and our vision with you guys. And since this is going to be our last season growing at this house, we just want to soak it in, right? Like, we want to enjoy it a little more than we probably enjoyed it in the past. Take a little bit longer walks throughout the garden than before, and just really savor every moment that this garden has to offer us this year. I am really excited for it to be my last season here. Those of you who follow Jessica probably know why. There's like endless possibility. There's so much growing space, so much opportunity, and we're just so excited to embark on that next chapter. So I'm gonna go grab Nathan and we'll get started. All right, Nathan is actually right in the middle of something, so he's gonna head out here in a second. And since we are shooting this vlog at night, we don't really have a lot of light left, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this. We're probably not gonna hit everything in the garden since this is gonna be kind of a casual garden tour. So I'm gonna hit on some things that I usually don't show you guys. One of those things is gonna be the ginger. You guys helped me start this ginger in the high tunnel several months ago. I actually ended up pulling back the soil just to see if we're growing any little knobs on there, and we actually are, and I wanted to show you guys that. I literally just brushed back the soil. You can lay it kind of just right on top of the soil. Y'all see that right there? So that's growing, and check out all of those roots. So that's really exciting. I'm actually not going to leave this covered up that much. Look, we're starting to see some sprouts down there. You can plant this super, super shallow, and since I'm probably going to transplant this anyways, I'm just wanting to check on it. But check that out, you guys. That's really encouraging. So I'm just going to lightly cover that thing back up. We do have rain in the forecast. I did water it, but it's still pretty dry, mainly just because the type of soil I chose was really not ideal, but that's okay. It'll be transplanted out in a little bit. And then while we're already here, I got the citronella Nathan gave me. This one I haven't found a home for, and all of these are doing really good in here. They're growing. This is that lettuce leaf basil. Here's the lime basil, and then just a bunch of random nasturtiums thrown in here. They're doing pretty good. Nathan and I were actually talking through today which tomatoes were where, what type of trellising we plan on doing for that. So we'll have a video out next week. We're actually going to do several different trellising methods just to kind of show you guys and give you a good idea of just the different options you can do depending on what type of tomatoes you're growing in the space that you're growing in. So here I've got all the determinate varieties of the paste tomatoes, but right down here I actually have a San Marzano paste, which is an indeterminate. So I put that one on the end because my idea was I could do, you know, a certain type of trellising for all of these and then just pop a cage on there. I don't love cages, but I am going to hit on that in the video that's going to go out next week. So we'll hop back to that, but all of it's looking really good. Hey, Char. Hey. How's it going? Good. I did go through the other day because I was getting super discouraged that none of my cucumber was coming up. So I pulled back the soil, and as you guys can see, things are happening. So that is exciting. It does look like this one has already been munched down. I swear, I have had the hardest time with cucumbers. So hopefully at least a couple of these will stay. I've still got that one trying to hang on. So I don't know. We'll see. I may not have any cucumbers. Oh, what is this? Is that a... Oh, yeah, there's a cucumber. Okay, so that's exciting. They're taking a bit longer, but, you know, 3 times a charm, so maybe I'll get something. I know Charlie is really looking forward to cucumbers, so hopefully we'll at least get a couple out of those. I doubt we'll be pickling anything this year, so if I could at least just get a few for us to just have for fresh eating, then that's fine. All right, so Nate is making his way out here. I kind of explained to them this is gonna be a special edition garden tour. Special edition because I'm in it? Yes. Last garden tour was with Charlie. I upgraded to Nathan. Maybe next week will be June.
Upgraded or downgraded, because I'm not quite as cute, so we'll see what happens.
So I was trying to explain to them that we're not going to hit everything in the garden because it's getting dark and, well, we see the same thing every week. So I like to kind of spice it up a bit. But we do have a lot of new faces around here, so I thought as we were walking through the garden, hitting on some of the new things, we would just kind of explain to them some more things about us.
Okay.
Okay, I did do a 15 random facts about Jill video. I am working on this, man, because a lot of you guys have requested that, and I think it would be good. It's just a way for you guys to get to know some quirky things about us.
Let me tell you, it'd be a 2-hour video. There's so many interesting things about me. I just don't want to take the time. So.
First of all, I happen to stumble over my words. You guys catch it often. That is one thing. If you are a new viewer, you will come to know that I make up words sometimes because I stumble over my words sometimes, and you just can't edit that out always. So that's one little fun fact about me. But Nathan and I have been married 7 years in August. We just had this conversation today.
We did.
We will have been married 7 years in August. And a question.
I had to correct her. Let's just get the
I thought we were
straight,
married 8 years. Apparently we hadn't been. I was counting dating, but we didn't quite date for a year either. So we didn't quite date for... How long did we date?
It was love at first sight. We just wanted to get going with it.
We dated for like 3 months. That's another fun fact. Did we date for longer than 3 months?
Yes, we did.
It wasn't.
3 months is an exaggeration.
Okay. Okay. But we will have been married 7 years, August 3rd. I remember that. We got engaged July 3rd, so we were only engaged for a month. July 4th. Yeah. Lord, I'm messing up this story already. Anyway, so we have been together for quite some time. So if you guys remember, I planted some, or I was going to plant some lima beans over here in between the center, or the tromboncino trellis and the pea trellis. They're actually starting to pop up, which is really encouraging. I brushed back the soil just to make sure things were happening, and they were. You guys can see there, they're starting to...
I don't see anything.
You don't see that right there?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're all in here. Because like, oh yeah, look, see? So they're just going to be all filled in here. Aren't you excited? You love lima beans.
I love lima beans.
I know, I do too.
It's one thing that I buy all the time that I wish we grew and preserved more of, so.
Okay, so while we're on the topic of eating, what's your favorite thing to cook?
Food. I like to eat, as you can tell.
Okay, what's your favorite type of food to cook?
Oh, goodness. I'm pretty easy. I like a good pork chop, good steak.
Okay, garden fresh goodness.
Garden fresh.
Let me clarify. What is your favorite thing to cook fresh from the garden? One
of my favorite things is green beans in a cast iron skillet. I absolutely love green beans tossed in olive oil or something in a cast iron skillet.
Yeah,
love it.
So speaking of beans, let's go check out our beans.
Let's do it. That's a good segue.
That was a good segue, see? That's why I upgraded to you. They're doing really good, as you guys can see here. I kind of hit on this the other day. You see this yellowing going on? It's just our soil is deficient. When we got our compost, we thought it was good compost, and it was free. So there's that. I mean, it was free. We paid a dump truck driver, but it was still substantially cheaper than we've gotten off paying for soil in the past. But it's obviously lacking nitrogen. So it's pulling all the existing nitrogen out of the soil, which means our plants aren't getting nitrogen, which means they're looking really pale. So Nathan went and bought, what was it, bone meal?
Blood meal.
Blood meal. So the plan is this weekend to put that on like all the beds, because we're supposed to get a lot of heavy rain, and just let that soak down into the soil really well. And hopefully that will help with that. You know, I often tell you guys, just take cues from your plants. It'll tell you what they do and don't need, and right now my plants are desperately saying that they need some extra nitrogen.
They need some green stuff.
They need some green stuff, so that's what we're working on. But check out these fava beans. Whoa, what in the world? What is that? Look at all of that. Look at that.
I don't know, but we're about to get to the bottom of it.
Okay, so I've mentioned several times too that I really need to spray. Wow, okay, so we will probably, there's a few different things we do for natural organic treatment. We use neem oil a lot. We use
my fingers.
We use Nate's fingers. We use BT, dipel dust. We actually have dipel dust. So that's probably...
This is something I'd probably spray neem on. So.
You'd probably spray neem?
Yeah, or just some soap, you know.
Okay, soapy water.
Yep.
Man, I'm telling you, we have had the hardest time in the garden this year.
Yeah, it's been wild.
It has. I am surprised too, because for these to be covered, and this just happened. I mean, I just checked on these the other day. For these to be covered, they look really good. The plant themselves look amazing.
That's an aphid.
That's a green aphid. Yeah. Y'all, sometimes it happens. I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things like...
I can't leave you out here by yourself. I come out here and it's just covered in bugs.
Oh, stop it. I try not to get discouraged, because really we have not had pests like this, and I try not to get disappointed. I was really hopeful that all the snow we had, we wouldn't have pests that bad, because that's just what everybody kept telling us.
Yeah, well.
It's not true. All of our radishes are looking good. I did go through, I know you really can't tell, but I did go through and weed or thin a lot of these out. I still have some down here to do, but a lot of that down there I started working on.
Hey.
Yeah.
Garden tour. What in the world? Why do we have a pepper
On a little bitty plant?
On a little bitty plant.
Because I didn't have the heart to pinch it off. So for those of you who may be new, a fun little fact is we have 3 beautiful daughters. We are a blended family, so the oldest, Peyton, my stepdaughter, just turned 11. Whoa.
11 going on 15.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's like a little mama, so she helps out a lot. We have Charlie, the middle, who just turned 6, and then June, who will be 2 at the end of June.
Terrific twos.
The terrific twos. Y'all send some prayers for mine and Nathan's way. So we do have 3 beautiful children. If you were to ask us if we wanted any more children, no, that ship done sailed. But obviously, we know that if the Lord blessed us with another child, we would just do our darndest to raise another good baby, but...
I need to go get neutered.
That is certainly not something that we are trying to do. We are happy and content with our 3 babies. So back here, I had asked you guys if I planted rutabaga or not, and I think the census is I didn't, because nothing has come up. So I have this huge space that I just need to go through and plant rutabaga in, because Nathan loves fermented foods. I actually just fermented him some rutabaga. Have you tried that yet?
No, is it ready?
You probably could try it.
I think it's got a couple more days.
Maybe. On those fermenting lids, they actually have like this knob that you can change it every day. But you have to remember to change it every day. As I've been walking through the garden though, I still am seeing a lot of space that I could throw stuff in and I think be okay. And since we're not going to be storing a lot of our food, we're just going to be a lot, eating fresh. When we had originally laid out the plan for the garden, we were going to be moving a lot later than we thought. And just because of some different varying things, we're moving sooner because Jess and Maya are moving sooner. So it kind of changed, our plan, I guess, as far as like putting up. Like we will try, but I'm not going to make that a huge goal. So with some of these empty spaces, I'm probably just going to go in and throw a bunch of zinnias and just have it be...
Sunflowers.
Sunflowers, just have it be pretty.
We've got a bunch of sunflowers randomly planted already.
We do. The zinnias are doing good ever since they got pitched. I still have a couple I haven't finished doing yet, but I'll get to it. Okay, I have something cool I want to show you. Walk over there and look on that tomato plant.
Blooms?
No, the blueberry cherries.
What?
You see that?
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that crazy? Let's hope I don't knock these off. Look at those. This is actually my favorite cherry tomato. I actually like cherry tomatoes way more than I like large tomatoes. This is the blueberry cherry. It's so good. It'll turn yellow and then the top stays purple like that. Oh, they're amazing. So many of you ask if Nathan works outside of the farm or if he's here with me. Nathan does have a full-time job. So primarily I do this during the day, wrangle the kiddos. And Nathan works, and then as soon as he gets home, he comes and helps do work here.
I try to stay gone as long as possible.
Whatever.
Because when I get home, it's like I work all day.
Yeah. And so, yeah, that's something that when we move, we're going to have a larger plot of land. We will be implementing some different things just so I can efficiently run it by myself. And so we're just trying to navigate that and figure that out. We're talking with our friend Sean right now just to kind of how I could change some things around that would just make the work easier on me, since I am primarily the one that's doing it. Nathan's a huge help.
I just do all the grunt work, all the weeding and getting everything ready, and then she
I hauled all this rock.
Majority of it.
Most of it. While wearing a baby. Come at me. No, Nathan really does do most of the grunt work. But he does work a full-time job and then helps me with anything I need help with, which I'm very appreciative for. I know, I've been picking strawberries. I came out here earlier and picked June some strawberries. Look at that. Oh, will you hold that back? Oh my goodness. The only thing about these is you have to kind of harvest them on the underripe end because they get so mushy. June doesn't seem to mind. She's been coming out here eating them green.
Oh yeah, there.
Yeah, so these are doing really well. I'm gonna be sad to leave these. However, Jess and Maya have a lot established right now at their house, so. Yeah, our squash and zucchini I actually have, look at this blossom. Look at that squash blossom. Nathan, have you seen this squash yet? It's the Zimfire squash.
So what?
It's called a Zimfire. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. But where it's yellow and then the butt of it's green. They sell a lot of these like at markets and stuff. It's like a market squash.
Yeah. I've seen them.
Oh look, I found one of your surprise sunflowers.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
And there's another one.
Yeah, watch your step.
Okay. I did see some of them come up. You might have to re-sow some.
I know.
That's okay, but a lot of these little sunflowers are popping up. But then we're missing some, so.
They're planted.
Oh well, it's okay. Our garlic's doing good, our lettuce is doing good, spinach. Everything over here is looking really good. We did have, before this last week where it was cold, it was getting really, really hot. So we had some of this the other night and it kind of tasted a little bitter. Why don't you try some now and tell me? So we just need to be really diligent about eating a lot of that. Is it bitter? Yeah.
It'd be fine when mixed with something, but yeah, it's got a
bitter aftertaste. Yeah.
I mean, it's edible.
Like Nathan says, anything's good with some ranch on it.
That's right. Some homemade ranch.
Yeah. Check out this. Our celery. This is something that I will definitely grow when we move. I wouldn't even be mad if we had a whole bed designated to celery.
I know it, especially in the summertime.
I know. That's what I was saying. Juicing and fresh eating. The kids with some nut butter on it. You want to go show them the potatoes because they're finally starting to sprout. I think I let some of them die because I didn't water them properly.
I'm more excited about the blueberries.
I know. So Nathan and I are really, really community oriented. We do a lot with our local community. See, there's that stumbling over the words bit. And if you caught our last vlog that I did at Jess and Maya's with my friend Sean, we were kind of partnering with him and his family in a very real practical way. We have a lot of space. They need extra space. I need to learn. He's willing to teach me. It's, you know, kind of this beautiful marrying of the two, but that's something that we really envision, and we will definitely be talking to you guys about more as we transition into that new space. Is we really want to use that as a platform for our local community to come and learn. We'd love to host workshops there. And we'd love to just have it be a place where we can teach people, use it as a ministry to let people come and learn, because there's been so many people that have poured into us and taught us so much. And even though I teach you guys and I love doing this so much, Nathan and I, we feel really called to do this with you guys, and we also feel really called to tangibly help our local community in a large way, whether that's donating food, having a farm that they can come to and learn, hosting workshops, whatever that looks like. And so I know that we're really excited about that transition, just to have the space to be able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, we honestly are going to have the space to do whatever we want. And with Sean's knowledge, and I mean, he's just he's brilliant when it comes to you know, just a game plan, farm plan, you know, and executing that.
There's also a lot of new farmers we have met recently too, that we're going to have the opportunity to kind of just pour into in a real way, and partner with them. And so, you know, I think that's huge. God has opened up this door for us, you know, through social media and YouTube, and we are so fortunate. And I see us doing this for the long term, you know, but he's also intentionally put these other people in our path that we can help on a local level. And so
that's right. We have just in the last year
met so many people,
many people, farmers wanting to do essentially the same thing we're wanting to do. And you know, that's don't know where you guys are, but if you're interested in this, I would encourage you to figure out, you know, your area, find out where those people go and connect, you know. Well,
and also if you don't have that in your area, I would challenge you, maybe you be that person that offer that.
Start something.
Start something. Because I know just, you know, 5 years ago, we didn't have a lot of these things, and it has just grown a lot over the last few years. And so that's something, if you are new around here, you know, that is a huge passion of mine and Nathan's. It's something that you will probably hear us talk about often. You'll probably be seeing us feature a lot of new farmers. We love to go to different farms and just see how other people do things. It's so incredible to me. We were actually at some friends of ours the other night. I'll have a vlog up next week on it. Just like viewing their farm. They had this huge 700-acre farm.
Beautiful.
It was beautiful, and it's like, it's not how we farm. It's not what we do. They have all these animals and we don't. And it was just
it's how we would farm.
Yeah.
If we had that much.
Right, nothing wrong with how they do it. But for me, I love going somewhere else and being able to witness how someone else does things and admire the work that they've poured into their farm. And I think that's really cool. It's one of the things I love about YouTube, is you're able just to do a quick search and see all these different ways people farm and garden and raise animals, and they're sustainable. And I just think that's really cool.
That's when we get to our new place. Ben will be one of the first people I call. You know, just to get his advice and have him help me set some things up.
For sure. All right, let's show off these potatoes. So I did go through and cut a bigger hole. Hindsight 2020. Probably should have just burned it, because then we wouldn't have this fraying. However,
I just wanted to use the hori-hori.
Yeah, Nathan just wanted to use tools. There ain't nothing wrong with that. So some of them are coming up quicker than others. You guys can see this kind of died, but this little bitty thing's coming up. And then we have some that are bigger. You know, I thought I was late to the potato game, but I feel like there's kind of some flexibility with that. So they're starting to pop up. You guys can see there's a lot over there. And so one of the plans this weekend is to finish rocking it out. So far it's doing good. How about you show them your blueberries?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm
There's
excited about.
There's so many blueberries.
I mean, just covered.
I know. Check this out. And I mean, we can literally come out here. Nathan and I have agreed we're going to be super diligent, but we can harvest easy 5-gallon buckets in a day. We just get wore out, and so we just tell our friends, hey, come pick whatever you want. We've had all we want. So what we will do with the blueberries, obviously we'll eat them fresh, feed them to the kids. We'll freeze a lot of them. I make
Say it.
I make kombucha.
Kombucha.
Kombucha. I know that's not how you say it, y'all. I get made fun of all the time. But I will use this fruit to make the
Kombucha.
yes. And so we just kind of utilize that however we can. We put it in smoothies a lot.
Smoothies.
Yeah.
She makes a blueberry zucchini bread that's fantastic.
I do.
That is so good.
Man, and I froze a ton of that. I gave a bunch away too, just as like
I know,
gifts.
we need to get some of that out.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a couple questions real quick.
Let's do it.
What are you most excited about when we move?
Just having the space to explore and kind of create what we've been dreaming. You know, I mean, honestly, we've been dreaming for a larger property.
Yeah.
When we first moved here, I reached out to the neighboring landowners just to try to buy some more land, and nobody was interested. And so we knew at that point that if we couldn't grow here, this wasn't our forever place. And so just having the ability to expand my knowledge, you know.
My knowledge, there's so much I need to learn.
Absolutely.
You want to know what's crazy?
What?
I had a memory on my phone pop up, and it said on this day last year, and you and I were headed out to that piece of land that we put an offer on. And I sat there and I watched all this video, because at this point I didn't even have a camera. I was shooting video on my phone still. And you know, I'm like, we're in June, it's raining, it's cold, we're out there with our realtor, and it was just so funny to me to say,
we thought that was it.
we thought that was it, and look what God had in store.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you're excited for more land and to grow knowledge.
Yeah.
To gain knowledge.
To gain knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, just that opportunity. And, you know, I love what Jess and I have done with that place. But, you know, we have a different vision. And I'm just excited to make that happen. To see how quickly we can make that happen. Or, you know.
I mean, we will be changing things. These are conversations we've had with them too. Like, they have stewarded that place so well to meet their needs so well. And there are many things that will stay the same, but then there are things that will change naturally because our goals are different and our needs are different.
Right.
And that is something I am really excited for. It has always been my dream to run an efficient, profitable market farm. I mean, I have read books upon books. I've taken courses. I'm just like, that's always been my dream. And so knowing that I'm going to get to step into walking out my dream, you know, like, I feel like Jess has done everything that she could do in that space. And now she gets to move on and embark on that next chapter in her dream. And I feel like by moving there, we get to really step into our next chapter of our dream. And I'm so excited to show you guys. Our garden tours are going to be a bit longer. I've already thought about this. We're going to break up the garden tours. We're going to have the cottage garden tours. We're going to have the tunnel garden tours. And then like the raised bed garden tours.
Exciting.
It is exciting. Okay, I think we have shown most. You guys, this was kind of spotty. This was the special edition. We do have the Greenstalks over here. I think that's the only thing I maybe haven't showed them. None of my cucamelons have come up yet. Nathan, why don't you show them what's in the Greenstalk? You think you could guess and do it?
I bet I know a lot. I mean, I know that's a pea. I don't know what kind of pea that is.
That's a bean, you
or
goober.
A bean, whatever. That's what I meant.
Okay, you're fired.
Fired. 0 for 1. That's a chive.
That's a chive.
That's spinach.
This spinach is
That
looking a little lonely.
Red romaine.
Mm-hmm.
Kale.
Yep.
Not sure what that is.
These are beets. I threw some extra beets I had in here, yeah. Look at this amaranth, Nathan. I did something silly and I planted it. This thing is growing like crazy. This is the coral fountain amaranth. And it gets huge. This was actually really silly that I put it in here, but I just wanted to see how big it would get in this thing. And isn't it so pretty?
Spinach.
My Greenstalk over here looks so sad because I put crummy soil in it, and so it is producing
It needs a drink of water.
crummy plants. Yeah, I haven't came over here to water it yet. I mean, the herbs are doing well, but all the other things aren't. And so that was my fault. I'll know better next time. So it is starting to get pretty dark here. The sun's actually setting right over there. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. We're about to put up animals, go inside, have some quiet time.
Get off my feet.
Get off your feet. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today, for getting to know us a little bit better. Many of you guys may have known a lot of the things that we discussed, but I know that there are some new faces around here that maybe didn't know some of those things. And we're just excited to kind of show you guys a little bit more into our lives and what that looks like as we're transitioning, keeping you guys up with everything going on here. And I'm sure you'll see lots of videos of us just kind of bouncing around between here and there. But we are really excited. I'm excited for the people that are going to come into this space. You know, because even though we're about to move on to our next part of our dream, whoever buys this place may be in this, like, you know, starting phase of their dream. And that's really cool that we, well, played a part in that. That's right.
And I've got a lot of work to do in 11 weeks.
I know. Jess said we're moving in 11 weeks. And I'm like, hold up. Like, what? That's way too soon. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us as we toured the garden, showed you guys some things, and got to hang out with y'all. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye, guys.